Yes, this video is going to be long as, yeah, it is. We're going to start with Holiday Cocoa Chapstick. It's going to be long because we're going to be doing 6 looks. We are using the Esum palette, and we're going to do looks by columns. Yes, we are. And later on, maybe we'll switch up a little bit. Did I say this was Holiday Cocoa? Fancy Brow Pencil, of course. I already have my lids primed with the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and it does crease, and so and maybe because I'm putting too much. This is only my 3rd time using this, and I am kind of ready to go back to the Fenty because I'm more familiar with it. But anyway, I will just go back and pat it out before I start applying liner. Lower lash line, we have NYX Retractable Eyeliner in silver, and we have on our inner rims, upper and lower, Matte Color Excess Gel Pencil Eyeliner Stay the Night. I did pull out this white Inglot eyeliner to use for my upper lash line, and this is number 76. And I remember saying I don't use it often because it just goes everywhere. And so what I realized I need to do, which is what they do in classes sometimes, and Mario does it, other people do it, Vanessa does it, is when they put their brush into something, sometimes they'll tap it on a palette to get the excess off, or in Mario's case, he'll tap on his arm, and that guy Boba, I think was his name, he would tap the brush on his hand. And so I'm going to put it on here and tap on here before I apply it. And yes, we will be editing that part out. Estee Lauder Foundation, Milk Hydro Grip Primer, Fashion Fair Set It Loose Truly Tawny Powder. I'm ready just to go back to the Fenty primer and foundation, like I really am. But anyway, we are going to do a black lip. I have Caviar out, and we'll probably top it with one of the satin metallic shades from Esum. I am going to use the Esum mascara. I was thinking to put this in my kit, but I'm too lazy to get up and get a disposable mascara wand. So we're just going to use that for me. Haus Labs cheek situation. I randomly chose a blush. It was Lavender Blonde. I was like, but I randomly chose it from the 5 large ones. And I keep forgetting the 2 smaller ones are there because they're not with the larger ones because I have them according to size. Anyway, and randomly I picked a highlighter, and it was Fire Opal. I didn't think Fire Opal was going to go with Lavender Blonde, but I think it does. So yeah, I'm excited about that. We're going to get into this look. Let me show you what this looks like. Intensity is number 2. Balance is number 1. Is that what it's called? The matte one. So we're using, excuse me for the glares, we're using the first column. So we have the same color story, it's just satins, and then in the mattes, it's mattes. And so we are gonna use all 3 of the satins. I don't know if we're gonna use all 3 of the mattes, but we'll see, because y'all know I can pack on some shadows and find looks with them. So it's easy to look at this if you have both of them, to just do looks by columns. And it's curious because the matte one was designed for all skin tones. The top column, this is a row. The top row is for your fair to light. The middle row is for your medium tan complexions, and the bottom row is for deep complexions. And so even though this is set up this way, as you saw, if you have them both, each column from the shimmer down to the matte is the look. And it took me a while to see that, and once I seen it, I couldn't unsee it. I was just like, oh dang, look at that. I am sweating already. It's like 69 outside. It's like 73 in here. I do have the Scandinavia spray on, but it's humid outside. So we're going to be using Esum V27s for the metallics, the satins, the shimmers, whatever you want to call them. We're going to be using Sigma E49 brushes. Thank you to Bestie. We're going to use these because we're going to use 2 different transition shades. So we're going to use this brush because it's tapered for the first half of the transition area, and for the second half of the transition area we're going to be using Scott Barnes number 62. So that's going to be out here, and also these are tapered too, but if you notice, the Scott Barnes is more fluffy than the Sigma, so that's why we're using Sigma for inside, because the space is smaller, and we're going to be using Scott Barnes that's a little more fluffy because there's more space out here. For a lower lash line, we have out 2 of the Fenty 220s. I'm going to try and stick with the same brushes through all of these looks, and I don't know if I'm going to, well, I'm still going to randomly pick Haus Labs blushes unless I switch up and do a Sigma situation, but otherwise I'll just stick with Haus Labs and have that for my cheek situation because I'm really digging it. So let's get into this palette. We are first going to take, or you know what, let me pat out this again. I did call the lady I talked about. You'll hear about that way before you see this. I'm going to talk about it in an upcoming live stream. I think it's the 14th of October, which is a Monday. I can't tell like if this is creasing or not. And I did notice the third look with the Notoriously Morbid, and I put that dual chrome all over the lid, which was beautiful. It looked like it was creasing on me, you know, hours later, but I'm not really sure because it was a dual chrome, so it would look dark and then look light, so I couldn't tell. But because I can't see the Urban Decay primer, I'm thinking maybe I missed it in the crease, or like how now I saw it creasing, so I put more directly in the crease and patted it out. So I don't know if it was a primer issue, user error, or if that shadow actually creased or not. But I will be wearing it again because I love it. And I did send pictures to Felicia and she loved it. And that lip I did, she was like, oh, she liked that too. We're going to start with this one. They have numbers. I'm not going to go through to find them because I would have to pop this out and then look on the back. And as you can tell, it's hard to see through there. But from what I remember, they number them. So this is like number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, all the way through. And the same for the mattes, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to start with this shade. And we're going to put that. Oh, damn. I didn't expect this to. That's this. Wow. I didn't. Oh. And I didn't even tap off or anything either because I didn't think to. Oh, wow. I didn't expect that to be that bright. Oh my gosh. That is gorgeous. And it does not look ashy. This right here is kind of shiny. So let me do this right here in this corner so that could be shiny too. All right. Well, yeah. Let me just go tap in a little bit more and actually put it here. I'm glad I put that silver underneath. Now we are going to cover it up anyway, but wow, wow. I don't even know what else to say, but wow. Now we're going to come down to this shade. These are so friggin' smooth. We're not tapping off. Oh my gosh, y'all. These are so smooth. They blend together well. I'm only overlapping very slightly. This is going to be an ethereal look, it's looking like, but we still have those matte shades to put in and to deepen up, and so we'll see what it ends up looking like. I'm not going to take it too far up since we do have 2 transition shades to use, but I do like with this primer, the shadows do smooth over it, but I just need to figure out, is it user error if indeed the shadows are creasing, you know what I'm saying? And with that shade from Nomad, I'm not, as I said, I'm not sure, because also I think about how every shimmer, every satin, every metallic in Haunted Europe creased on me. I had the palette 2 times because I repurchased it at one point, and every shimmer, metallic, satin creased on me in both of those palettes. And I do think it was the oils that was in them. And so this one, Chicago Speakeasy, has pomegranate seed oil in it. And so I don't know, because none of the other, it blends in a way, but when I turn, you can see that shine. I don't think it's the other shimmers in there. I only noticed it with that one shade, and I did really like pack on that shade, as y'all saw. But anyway, we're going to move on to this bottom one. Oh my gosh. Y'all, if y'all have both of these are like super easy looks, and you can take just both of these with you when you travel, and you can have, you know, a look like this one. You can have like a mid-tone red look. You can have a smoky look. That middle column, you can have a blue black look, the 4th column, and then you have your purples over here on the end. So you would have like all the colors. So we're going in with this shade, and we're going to put this over here. What I'm curious about too is if I were to put down that black matte and then top it with these tones, or put on MAC's Paint Pot, just to see if that would make it deeper, because I know I like dark looks, but still, you know, they are what they are, and I am learning to, well, not learning, but I'm reminded to just accept a palette for what it is. And having said that, I do have some fallout from that middle shade. having said that, I am going to use Madame Violet again, because I remember saying that when I first got Moonlit Seduction, even though the looks were pretty, I wasn't feeling it, and I kept wanting it to be something else. I kept wanting it to be deeper, wanting it to be darker. And one day I said, you know what? It is what it is. Why am I tripping? And when I made that decision to just accept it for what it is, that's one of my favorite motherships. And so I was thinking, I need to just accept Madame Violet for what it is. And even though my expectation was that it wasn't going to all be purple, the looks, it is what it is. And so that was my own expectations that had me feeling disappointed. And so I'm going to use it again. And I do like the formula from what I remember when I used it. And Notoriously Morbid is one of my favorite brands. But yeah, so that's a decision I made. So that's going to come out of Purgatory. Well, it's in Purgatory for me to make sure I use it again. Y'all, look at this sweat. And I don't want to keep tapping because sometimes it'll pull off my foundation. And it seems more so when I use like the Pat primer and the Pat foundation that it pulls off. But with Estee Lauder, excuse me, and Fenty, it doesn't. And I did notice that because I was wondering, like, why is it pulling off with this one but not that one? And I think that's the difference. All right, now we're going to take, ooh, this looks, that looks really intense. I'm going to take a small brush. I'm going to take this brush right here. Because if this is bold like this one, I don't want that in my inner corner. I mean, first half transition or where I was going to put it. So we're going to use this thin brush. This is an Esum V09. And we are going to just lightly, it's powdery and I forgot to tap off and I see it puffing up and falling in front of my eye. We're going to use the other side of the brush and put it here. Wow. I can say we're tapping straight in, even though this is a pointed brush anyway, because I want to get closer to the brow. That shows up like this. And even though it blends out, you can still see that line, which is what I like. So we're going straight in. I'm glad I did not put this for first half transition because I think that would have been like, that was not a good thing to do. So I do have a little fan right here I can turn on, but I want to just get through this. So we're going to go take this brush. Well, you know what? I wonder if I want to put this on lower lash line. We're going to put this all the way through the transition area. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to swipe and turn. I hope this don't make me look dusty. Swipe and turn. And so it's on almost all sides of the brush. So it's on all sides of the brush. We are going to tap off because these are a tad powdery. And so we're using this in here in between where the top line of the lid shade is and that bone shade, white shade, cream shade that we put under our brow. And so we're going to wrap this around. But I do think we're going to take this shade to put on outer corner or just put it on our lower lash line. This is nice, and this is super easy. We're tapping straight in because I'm not liking this line right here. Ooh, that worked. Y'all, this is really nice. That's nice. So we're going to do the same thing. Tap and turn, tap and turn, tap and turn, and tap off. And we're going to start here. So this means we're not going to use the two Scott Barnes brushes, which is okay. 2 less brushes to wash tonight. So, y'all, this is pretty and super easy. We're tapping straight in again because I'm seeing a line right here, which you guys probably aren't seeing. And I think it's my skin because I remember asking in a live stream, like, do you see this line here? And it was before I had shadow there. I put shadow there. And you guys were like, well, I don't see no line. I do think it might be something with my skin and maybe the angle or the lighting that I see a line like right here. And I think it might be hair there. Like, I don't know. But there's just something right here that I always see that y'all were like, we don't see it. I'm going to put Scott Barnes brushes away. We're going to actually take the other Sigma brush. Y'all look, I'm sweating. And we're going to tap straight in. This is the bottom shade. And we're going to tap off. And we're going to put that on the outer corner. So just to smoke it a little bit. Did I say I was going to put this on lower lash line? And so we're just putting that. Oh, that's pretty. These are expensive. This one was $80. And the shimmer one was $120. But then they had a bundle deal for $139, I think, for both of them and the mascara. And I was like, okay, so after I spent the money for the ones for the kit, I just couldn't help myself. I'm like, I'm going to get them for myself. So I wanted to feel clownish, but I really didn't, because I don't even remember using Esum shadows before. But for some reason, it reminds me of Viseart. And maybe it's the style of their packaging. For their larger palettes, their 12 pans, that in my mind I'm like, I love the formula, but I don't remember like using it before. I am sweating. Oh my gosh. And the foundation is not lifting, so I do think it was just with the pat, and maybe because it's so thin, and the pat primer is more moisturizing, even though the Milk Hydro Grip doesn't dry my skin out. It's just something with those formulas. So we're gonna, y'all, do I want to take that first shade? I don't want to take that first shade because of the milia that I have here and one here. If I put a really sparkly shade there, it's going to be more noticeable that it's there. So we are going to take this bottom shade and we're going to put that on the first half of our lower lash line. So that's going to be right here. Y'all, wow. I will have timestamps, so if you want to just skip to the finished look 1, just skip to look 2 and just back up a little bit. But of course, I would hope and would like for you to stay through the whole thing, but I know this is going to be a hella long video. I'll try and shorten it as much as I can when I'm editing. When I do multi-looks, it's usually between 40 and 50 minutes. And I thank y'all, those of you who do stay and watch it. Now we're going to take this shade out here. Yeah. So this is the middle shade from the shimmer palette. This is the bottom shade from the matte palette. It doesn't seem like much is tapping off with the mattes. Even though I think it was the brush I was using, because with this brush, a lot isn't tapping off. But when I was using the other brushes, the taper blending brushes, it was a lot tapping off. And the shimmers, I didn't think to tap off, which, y'all, this is pretty. So that's all 6 shades, y'all. Y'all see how easy that was? So we're going to edit out. We are going to do the white up top. That's going to make the look pop. Oh my gosh, like my inner elbow sweat is just dripping from my arms being like this. That is so gross. I know I just said that was gross. You want to hear me say that? So we're going to put on the Esum mascara after we put on the white Inglot gel liner. We're going to do a black lip and then figure out what we're going to tap it with. I am thinking, just to keep with trying to make it a moody, semi-smoky ethereal look, I'm thinking to just tap it with this one. But to bring light to the look, it should be this one. But we're going to tap this one. So it's just going to make this matte black lipstick just look a little bit shiny. So we're going to do those things, and we're going to come back and the look will be done. We did what we said we were going to do, and we did something else. We did tap this on top of the black lip, and it did what I thought it was going to do. I told y'all a lie, and I didn't mean to. When I was saying I was going to tap off this on the palette, I did not. I just swiped and turned very gently and made it a point to use the point, no pun intended, of the brush to do the line. This came out good. The accidental swoosh happened, so then I went back and made this thicker. Excuse me. We did line our lips with the NYX, what does this say? Retractable lip liner, and this color is called Black Lips. We put that on before we did the, sorry for poking you in the eye, the lipstick. The Esum mascara, y'all, look, it is a lengthening mascara, and I'm sure you can only really tell because I have on the white eyeliner, especially this eye, because the, what's the word? The lashes on this side are shorter. Oh, that built up well. I see it a lot down here in the mirror. It is, it feels like one of these mascaras where if you're going to do 2 coats, do them right away. Because this, I'm feeling like my lashes are crunchy. And so that's why I don't always get when they say, oh, just add mascara later in the day. Because the mascaras I use, when they dry, they don't move. And so when you try to coat it, the brush is like grabbing. But it is buildable, as you see. But you can really see it over here. And you can see here too. I'm going to, and I tapped it and it's on my finger. I know I never say you need to get something. I'm going to say you need to get these if they're on sale, because this one is $80, this one is $120. They do have a pressed pigment eyeshadow palette, so of course I didn't get that, not even for my kit, because what if I have somebody that can't wear them and then I'm not using it as often as I would like to get my money's worth out of it. But, and the PAO on these are 18 months, so a year and a half. Oh! Y'all. In my sweatpants. This is why I have indoor clothes and outdoor clothes. Oh my gosh, like that palette just like hit and slid down my boob. This is where my boob was, my breast was. And my pants, whew. But, and see, this is what I get for telling y'all to go get something. Because then I start dropping stuff. But you know what? You can't even tell that all of this happened. Like, it doesn't look like anything happened. But the reason I'm saying, if you see these on sale, the bundle was $139 for both of these and the mascara. You see the mascara, it is lengthening. And I do have it on my lower lashes as well. $139 instead of $200 just for these two, and you get a free mascara. I will say, if you see this, so get it. Yes, I have a shop my link down below, and it is affiliated. So please feel free to save and use the link. And the link goes to, I think, one of the storage bags or something. But once you're on the website, anything you buy will count. But I'm telling you, I am telling you, and I never tell y'all to get stuff. If you see these on that sale for $139, get both of them. You saw how easy it was to do these looks. You saw how even bold and bright this one was. You saw how easily they all went on. You saw how, even for me, this didn't make me look dusty, even though we just put like a thin line under our brow. But you saw how easy, y'all, and this is just one look. We got 5 more to do. I am hell excited. So yes, I'm telling you, if you see that sale, use my link and purchase it. And the mascara is nice too, and the brush does feel like a brush. So we're going to end here. I am hell excited because I knew I was going to like it, but I'm actually in love right now. This is the first look, the first 6 shadows, but it was just so easy and everything showed up. And this really shocked me. This is like a bone color in person, but that look, and everything, it just goes on easy, blends easily, no problems. No. Here comes look number 2. I forgot to tell y'all, we also did put Radiant Light on the face because I was just so excited about everything else. Okay, really, for real now, look number 2. Thank you for still hanging out. We're going to take Tillamook and put this on. I did not do anything with the face yet because even though it's like 59 outside, my thermostat says 75. Actually 76. It's warm in here. I'm putting it on Tillamook because later we're going to put on number 27 Black Cherry from Sephora. I don't know if the numbering system is still the same or not. I didn't prime the eyes yet though. So I am going to edit that part out. Fenty Brows, of course. On my lower lash line, I put Graphic Content, Matte Color Excess, Gel Pencil Eyeliner, and then I put Sick Tat Bro on my inner rims, upper and lower, and then I put this under my lower lash line too. So I'm wondering if I actually want to keep both of these because Graphic Content does not show up that much on my inner rims. But then it's still good and I don't want to waste it. But yeah, I have a few that are within this color range, like the brown range. The Graphic Content is kind of purple. It does show up on my lower lash line though. I'm just in the mood right now, but I'll talk about it as we get into the look. I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a halo, spotlight, whatever type look, and I am excited about it. I just got in about 10 minutes ago. It's 11:20 at night, and I will talk about my day as I'm doing my eye look. And I'm not going to hold these up like I did yesterday because then I dropped it. But we're using this second column and this second column. And so let me line them up. Yeah, so this column where my thumb is, we're going to be using those 6 shades. And so actually, and we have out the Esum brushes, we have out the Sigma brushes, we have out the Fenty 220, we have out the V09 from Esum. I think I might put Contemplative State in my brows because I like it at the beginning of the brows, because even when they're not even, like now, it gives the illusion that it is because it does kind of block them out in a way. And I did take out Fortune from Milk Cosmetics for upper lash line because I just wanted some type of color because this is not going to be a dark look. And I don't know why Midnight Snack is over here, that gray one. So yeah, I'll tell you about my day. If you want to skip you can. And you can always do that. And someone told me before that they do like when I put timestamps, because then if they're not able to finish watching at that time, they can come back to it later and pick up where they left off. And so, of course, I would love for you to stay for the entire video, but I do know mine are usually long. But I do encourage you, though, you know, just come back later and finish it if possible, because I would really appreciate that. And it does help the channel out as far as view time and comments as well. Even if your comment is only an emoji, it still really helps because the algorithm recognizes it as engagement. So I really appreciate that when y'all do comment and watch and ask questions. And that's why too, well, one of the reasons that I do always ask questions in videos so that y'all can say something. And I do always hope that it does help someone else. Because me, I know I say it quite often, I read comments under videos. And so when I ask a question, it may help someone else who reads comments to hear another opinion other than just my own. And so, you know, I'm trying to just have us help each other in our makeup journeys. I do like this primer. I do understand what Miriam was saying about not being able to get it all out, but even with the Fenty, when it's done, there's still some around the edges that I can't get to. And even when I took the stopper out, the concealer that was left in it was really just dry and almost unusable. So it gets to a point where even if there's product left in there, it's not usable because it's really just dried out. And because I got these half off, you know, it's okay. There can be some product left that I might not be able to get to, but I would know only to get them on sale. And actually, even the Fenty ones I get on sale because the Fenty website has a lot of sales, and so does Ulta. And worst comes to worst, why does it feel like something's in my eye? Did that eyeliner get into my eye? Y'all, yeah, I'm really sweaty. So, oh shit, I think that eyeliner or my inner rims is flaking into my eyes because it feels like something is in my eyes. Y'all, okay, so we're going to take this shade right here. And I remember saying for my halos, I take the, I'll just show you. I take the second to the darkest shade and put that all the way out and all the way in, where most people put the darkest shade all the way out and all the way in. But for me, and I think it's because of all the puff, it just, I did not like how it looked. So this is the way I like it for me. And so do the things how they teach you to do the things if you want to, and then just find a way that works for you. It took me years to do a halo the way I liked it. And it is better, I think, when it's a monochromatic look because all the colors do just kind of go together. But then also, if you look at my DD Signature playlist, I did some halos with those palettes because of the color story. I didn't know what to do with it. So I'm like, oh, halo eye. And the looks was bomb. So even if you have like a wacky, not that it was wacky. Yeah, it was wacky. Color story. Do a halo eye. Because it'll flow. It'll go together, I promise you. If it's colors in the same palette, at some point, they all should work together in some kind of way. Unless it's set up where like one side is warm tone and one side is cool tone. But I do mix tones. And some people say, oh, it might make it muddy. And yes, that is true. It may or may not. But I like messy grunge, which some people will say, oh, that's muddy or messy. I like it. So it doesn't bother me. So it just depends on what you like. So my day today, the uncle I told you about a couple weeks ago, today is October 12th, that I went to go visit him in a hospital. Early this morning, one of my aunts called and said that the nurse called it that he was transitioning. And so if anybody that you can think of wants to come see him, this is the time. And I was like, damn. So I told her I would come up later in the day because I don't even know what time it was, but I know I was knocked out sleep. So I got a couple more hours sleep. I woke up again at noon and I told myself I'll get up at 3 and, you know, go. But then I couldn't go back to sleep. And so I said, let me just get up and go. So I took a long, relaxing shower, and I didn't even eat. I just drank some Boathouse Farms. And so when I was in my car before I left, I called my aunt, and I said, well, I'm on my way leaving. I haven't eaten yet today, so I'm going to stop at, you know, drive through somewhere and get on the highway. And she said that there was food there. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just get on the highway. So I got on the highway and went up there. And so when they say to you, you know, someone's transitioning, what they mean is they're dying. Like, and all of us are, but they mean like it could be today, the next hour, 2 hours, tomorrow, the next day after that. So it's like literally like, and they will tell you, some of them will tell you, call whoever you think wants to say, you know, goodbye one last time, because this is it. And so it's trippy in a way, because I think my grandfather was bedridden 3 years before he passed. And I forget how long my grandmother was bedridden before she passed. And so it's just kind of trippy. And so it's just, not to say a waiting game, but it's emotionally hard, because you know it's coming. But and then when it does come, it's still just like, fuck. Like, it's not a way to like really prepare. Like, it's really not. And so a lot of family came through, a lot of family. So it was good seeing family, of course, but it's the underlying sadness of, this is why we're all here. You know what I mean? And so shout out to Princess for being there for me today. And I do appreciate that. And so my cousin, the one whose daughter is a cheerleader, that's her cousin. I mean, her daughter, her mom, you know what I'm trying to say. My first cousin, her daughter's the one that's the cheerleader. Okay, that made sense. So this is what we're looking like. This side looks darker, but I don't know if it's the lighting. And it looks like there's a mark down here, but we'll cover that with foundation or concealer or something. But so that was my day today, and it's just hard. It's just hard. I saw my nephew, my oldest nephew. Y'all, he's 36. I'm like, oh my God. His birthday was the 11th yesterday, and I did text him. He texted me back. Thank you, Auntie, for the love. But I was going to pick up another one. I have a clean one right here. So now we're going to go into the darkest one, this one here at the bottom. And so and quite a few family members that don't live in Jersey, they're staying overnight. And one other uncle, he's been up in Jersey since Thursday. And so, yeah, so it's just keeping them comfortable. And right now, all he's doing is just sleeping. He is aware of touch, because when I was sitting with him, you know, I would get up and I would like rub his head, and he would start yawning. So I'm like, okay, he must have been sleeping. I'm waking him up. So in a way, it was good, because I know that he knew, even if he didn't know it was me, he knew somebody was with him. You know what I mean? But it's still just, it's hard. Yeah. So if somebody ever tells you someone's still transitioning, that means it's just waiting for them to die. And it sounds rough to say, because we don't want to think those things. We don't want to say those things. And it is a part of life. This side looks like it doesn't want to blend right here. Let me go back with that first brush. Like, I see a line like right here, and I don't know why that's there. So we're going to take that first shade, excuse me, and we're going to blend inward. That looks better. This is nothing up here, so I don't know why that looks like that. And this is just my skin. So yeah, this side looks blended. So that was my day today. And yeah. Oh, and that's the cousin too. I gave business cards for her to take to her job. And I said to her, I said, I don't know why I thought people would be more excited to have their face done for free. And she said, well, you know, nurses, she's a social worker. She said, we know nurses don't really wear a lot of makeup. And she said most of the ones that she gave cards to were like, oh, this be great for when, you know, whatever event or baby shower or whatever. And I'm like, but tell them it's free right now. Free, and you know, it'll help me build my portfolio, and they can see if they actually like what I do. So when that event or that day comes up, they already know I'm good. And she said, so you want me to go back? I'm like, yeah. and she works there, so, but she's like, you want me to go back and tell them again? I'm like, yeah, tell them it's free. And you know, I'm trying to build my portfolio. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep my website. It's on Wix. If I do keep it, I think I would switch it to WordPress, because Wix is very limited. They have templates, but you can't really alter them too much, where WordPress is more that you can do and more you can change. but I feel like I need to have some online presence other than my YouTube channel. But now we're going to go to the Intensity palette. And I was going to do this shade, but I think that might be too off from the shade that's there. So we're going to take this shade right here. And part of it is I know people want to see what you do before they let you play in their face. People who wear makeup on a regular basis, they want to see what you can do before they're like, yeah, do my makeup. But I also need to do makeup to have pictures to show that I did the makeup. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a catch-22 type thing. Like when I was, you know, had my working papers at 14, you want me to have experience for a job? Well, how am I going to get experience if you don't give me a job? So it's that type of thing. But so I have done some people, but they don't all want their face on the internet because there's a thing called Google reverse image search where you can put somebody's picture in there and it'll pop up other places they are, or their profile pictures, their social media stuff. And so I get why some people don't want it on there. But I'm just like, come on, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. So I'm just being patient. And I have a feeling that there's going to come a time when I'm going to have a lot of work. And I'm going to be like, man, I miss when I was just waiting. You know what I mean? And so I'm looking to see if it's the space in the middle is the same. And it does look like it, but because this shadow I just put down fades inward, it looks like it's more space here than over here. And it's really not. Like if you can see close, it's only blank right here. It's only blank right here. So what I'm going to do is just take a little bit more. If you're struggling with halo eyes, use monochromatic shades. Because like this, they all blend together. It's going to look right. You might not like the shape, but the colors are going to look right. And so we're just blending this here into that second shade that we put down. And so looking at the space, we got this much space and we got that much space. We're going to put that brush down. I was going to wipe off fallout, but I still got to do foundation and all of that. Now we're going to take this shade up top. So all we'll have left is this shade to use and this shade to use. And I think we're going to put this lower lash line, and maybe that bright shade we'll put up here like we did with the white from before. So we're going to take this shade up here. And also, if you do just a strip like I do, take a narrow brush, because boom. So we're going to go back in, boom, and then lightly feather over the line just to blend it. And if you feel like you're losing this shade, just go back and add a little bit more. These shadows blend so well together, and just that little bit, y'all. This eye is closed, so nothing. It is something in my eye, I can feel it. This eye is closed, but doing this is moving whatever's under my lid. I can feel it. I can feel it. So this is what we got. We're gonna go back to the brush before that for the color, for this color, because I don't want that strip to be wide, because I don't like it for me when that strip is wide. So we're just going to narrow it again. And it kind of looks like a funnel because it's wider up here and then it's tapered down at the bottom. But this is how I like my halos. So, and even though it's nothing up here, it looks like it could be. You know what I mean? And so if I do a brow bone highlight or not, it's okay. And it's all about what you want your look to look like. I came across a new subreddit today. It was makeup education. And so people were posting pictures and asking. And it wasn't like the other one where it's like, what do you think? And I'm like, well, you need to do this. You need to do that. They were just asking, like, what else could I do? And people weren't like, this is what you need to do. They were just like, well, maybe if you try. So it seemed more friendly. And one person had posted, see how easy that was? One person had posted she wanted to do more with makeup, and she had green eyes, and she had green eyeshadow just on the inner portion of her lid, and then she had green eyeliner out here and winged it out. And I'm like, that is bomb, because number one is to play on negative space, and it was a graphic liner, and people don't get it. She said when she tries to use other colors, it ends up muddy or dirty or whatever. And so some people were saying, use colors opposite of green. They're on the opposite side of the color wheel. Blah, 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 blah. And so I wrote, we're going to take this shade right here. I wrote, me being someone who likes grungy looks, muddiness can be fine. And people were saying use colors opposite the color wheel to make your eyes pop. I said, yes, if you want your eyes to pop, use colors on the opposite side of the color wheel. But if you don't care about your eyes popping or not, then just use whatever colors you want to. I said, for me, I'm like, your makeup looks fine, but I do like my makeup different than most people that I see, even on YouTube. And so I told her, you know, I encouraged her to continue experimenting with makeup and to find what her aesthetic is. And so if she likes grungy, or if she likes those so-called muddy looks, then that'd be fine. Because that's what grunge is sometimes. It does look messy. It does look messy. And as far as the negative space, I said that's an eye look that people call negative space when you put shadow in one place and don't put it on another. And the way you did your eyeliner, I said that would be considered graphic liner. I said so the look is fine. And so yeah. So now we're gonna, not this brush. I didn't use that brush. I'm putting that one away. And we're only gonna use one of those. We have one shadow left to use, and that's this one. So this is gonna go on lower lash line. And so I like that group better because I'm able to, well, number one, I'm not gonna tell somebody what they should or shouldn't do, which is what some people were doing. But just to say, you know, your look is fine. You know, just find what you like for yourself. And somebody was saying, you know, don't put eyeliner on your lower lash line. It'll make your eyes look small. If you don't care that your eyes look small, put eyeliner on your lower lash line. You know what I'm saying? So it's just whatever you like. And that's why I don't ask for advice on social media, because you don't know my aesthetic to tell me what not to do. But that's another thing. But y'all, look, I am sweating. I am so ready to just go back to the Fenty, because sometimes this doesn't pump right, which means it's almost done, but it looks like it's up to here. So why are you not pumping right? I don't know if you can see, it's like a line here, but when I turn it sideways to pump, it doesn't pump. And so even though it's not halfway, why don't you want to pump? And so, excuse me, so we used the second column, we used all 6 of those shades, and look at this look, y'all. Very easy. Excuse me, very simple. I'm going to close this up. I'm going to finish the face and we will be back. I am going to put the Esum mascara on. I do have out number 27 Black Cherry from the Sephora collection. And we're going to put Contemplative State on the inner portion of the brows. It's hard for me to appreciate an eyeshadow look when my face isn't done, because it's just, like, I don't even like it. But once everything is done, I will. And I am going to put this green on my upper lash line from Melt Cosmetics. And again, this shade is Fortune. And when we come back, everything will be done. So what we do, we just take Contemplative State. And I do like how this does, like, just kind of erase a little bit. It makes it look less harsh wherever I messed up at. And I am going over that top line, as you see, so it doesn't look as squared off as it was. I refuse. Sometimes I do think to pluck some more, and then I'm like, you know what, I refuse, because I already don't have no tails, which is not a problem. But just in here, it's just so different, and that don't even look right. What? Maybe I'll take a brown, because now it's looking like it's a hole, like right there. Y'all, but this is how I do. I just use this thin brush and use the side of the brush. And when I use a dark color, I use the tip of it to come down here where I draw the tail. And you know, my tails are looking, other than this part, like, I think my tails are looking good today. Like, I like my brows today. I just don't like it's a dark patch right there. So, and you can still tell the shape is off. So we're gonna call it for this video. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for listening to my stories and my woes and that stuff, and it is a part of life. We're gonna just put a few strokes of this in here just to make this light spot a little bit darker. This is the Fenty Brow Pencil. Oh yeah, yeah. And there's a little bit right here. I see a gap. Yeah, so just a few more strokes right here. It still looked the same as it did before I put Contemplative State on there. But this is the look we have. Let me know about this halo. And again, if you use colors that all blend together, because can you tell that is 1 shade, 2 shades, 3 shade, 4? Like, can you tell? 1 shade, 2 shade, 3 shade, 4. In here, you might be able to tell that this is a little darker in here. But for the outer corner, you can a little bit. So you see a color here, then this color, and then this shimmer, and then like the pale shimmer. And so easy monochromatic halo spot eye looks, and just keep practicing to get it how you like it, however you like it. That's the right way for you. So hang tight and you will see look number 3. Still being here, we have our full face done. We already primed the lids with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I'm talking fast, y'all, because I realize this video is long as hell. This is Vanilla Mint. We used that today. I thought we were on column 4, y'all. We're only on column 3. So I'm just like, oh my gosh. So we're using the middle row. So it's going to be brown, copper, you know. And I was excited about the 4th column because I was going to do the dark to light angle thing. Let me just get started. But that is what we're going to go for. Oh my gosh. Oh, lower lash line. NYX Retractable Eyeliner in silver on our inner rims. Matte Color Excess Gel Pencil Eyeliner in Stay the Night. I wasn't using the black one because I thought we were doing the other column. But the black one does irritate my lids. We are going to start with this shade here. So we're going to start outer corner inward, which we have not done for a while. And thank you for being here with me for this because I know this video is long. Ooh. I am thoroughly enjoying this palette, and you can tell I've been taking my time doing the looks. Oh my gosh. And I've also been doing new things and new techniques. Well, not new for me, but new for me to do it again kind of thing. And that takes time. My brows are a little out of control today. What else is new? This is not tapering the way I want it to. We're going to come back to that because we got a lot of stuff to do. And honestly, I should have came this way instead of here. But I'm glad we did lay that line first. And so that we are staying above that line. And I do like that line. So I'm going to have to figure out, maybe y'all just feather upward. Yeah, we're going to wing it upward. And this isn't working because I'm trying to get it tapered. But, you know, we'll work on that later. And so, yeah, it'll come together, I promise you, because the looks always do. They always do. So as long as we have this angle right here, that's what I'm concerned about mostly. And that look did take me a long time. This side is wider this way. So a little more, y'all, this shadow is intense. It can be intense because look how dark that is. And look how light this is. It is definitely buildable. And I believe it was Locke that said that when I did the live stream swatches. She was saying these are buildable. So I need to figure this out, but we'll figure that out later. Because that's just a straight line and not tapered. This side is going to almost, well, it's about the same. Thank goodness. All right, so now we're going to go to this middle shade. I have not been writing down the order of these looks that I've been doing. So, like, I'm going to have to watch it back to see what I put where. Because I do like the looks. But then I could probably look at the palette and tell, you know what I mean, by the color story of each column. And just look at the picture and figure out what went where. We are going to overlap this top over here just to soften it. This side looks really good, the way it's blended into this dark brown. But this side is not wanting to. This is the brush we use for the eyeshadow primer. So I'm just making sure in the crease is blended out. Yeah, this is, but this side is good. So I don't know what's happening. Over here, I just tapped in again, and so we're on that line. What is happening? Yeah, that, like this is not so bad, but compared to this side, like everything is just flowing, where this side is not. I'm going to take a little bit more. Just trying to soften that line right there, but it's not wanting to cooperate, and I don't know why. I don't, because this side, like, that's bomb. That is bomb. I was going to tell y'all something, but I'm saving it for the live stream in a couple days. Today is Sunday, October 13th. Oh, now we're going to switch to the Intensity palette. And we're going to take this bottom shade. Do we still have our angle? I think we lost the angle. Let me go back with that middle brown shade and just try and get this more on an angle. And I'm seeing where this primer keeps creasing in my crease. And I'm wondering if that's what happened over here, because this side is fine. All right, so we have this bottom brown shade here, and we're going to, and you see we're not starting going this way. We're starting where I want the angle to be, and then just angling it in as we're placing it. Oh, that's nice. This palette, y'all, these shadows, I know I keep talking about it. That's pretty. Oh my gosh. And we could actually start here, but we're still starting here and not from this way. This is pretty. I am really glad that I did break down and get these palettes. It was hard for me not to, because the cell was just so good. Oh my gosh, the cell was so good. So, but this is what we are looking like. And so we're going to feather up here lightly, and we're going to feather up here lightly over where that mid-tone brown was. So this is what we're looking like. Man. Girl, excuse me. This, oh my goodness, y'all. Oh, these are the Esum V27s, and I did wash these. These are the brushes we used yesterday. All the brushes I'm using for this look we used yesterday. I'm going to take this gold. Oh my gosh. We're going to go ahead and coat both sides of the brush, because we are going to, oh my Lord. Look how bold that is. Oh, I just lost my angle because I got so excited. Okay, let me come up on an angle. Oh my goodness, look at this color. That's this one in the center. I wondered if this palette was going to help me not buy the bronze from Natasha Denona, because it's similar shades. But then this does have more versatility because there's these over here. But as far as these two columns, and even in the other palette, but more so this one, it's the same kind of tones. And I do really believe that most of the tones in bronze will blend in. It would be like I Need a Warm, what was the other one? Golden, where most of them will just blend into my skin tone. But I was looking at this against bronze in a picture, and I did a collage on my phone so I can see them like side by side. And so I'm thinking this would, but this formula though, but then I love Natasha's formula too. This is nice. I'm going to feather, because even though we want to keep the angle, this line here, the gold over here was a little more sharp, and we're going to feather up here. Wow. Oh my gosh, y'all. Ooh. Wow. So, oh, I need another one. I got like 6 of them. So we're going to take a clean one, and we have this one left. But this is like a lot of work. This one here we're going to take, and the only one we'll have left to use is the top tan one and this one. This will be the only one left to use, is this one. And so we may do under our brow. I don't know. But right now we're taking this shade. Thank you so much for being here, because I know this video is long. And I was trying to figure out, like, why is this video so long? Oh, that's nice. And that does just blend in. So it's like they're not there. Yo, but look at the... I do think I lost some of the angles. Like this way, like it's there, but it's not there. And I wonder if it's because the colors are so close in tone that on my complexion they are just kind of blending in. That's what I'm kind of thinking. So we are definitely coming over with this one. I can see the angle of the gold, and if I look hard enough, I can see the angle of that mid-tone brown. This side I really like that where that dark brown is, but over here it's still just looking funky. But this, man. So I cannot say if she has one of those sales where it's almost buy one get one free, if I wouldn't get bronze and something else. And I need to just stop with the kit stuff because I done spent some money already. We're going to take this mid-tone brown, this one, and we're going to put that on a lower lash line. I was thinking maybe to put this tone under there, but I don't want it light all the way across. And I'm trying to figure out why I put that silver under there, and I think it was still in my mind that we were doing the fourth column, which would be like a smoky look. And I think it may be reminiscent of a look that we did or could do with Midi Xenon, because it is just grays and black. So maybe more so like the mini Xenon, because for me, the blacks in the Midi Xenon are blue based. And somebody said theirs doesn't look blue based, but clearly in mine it looks blue based, all three of them, which is really kind of cool. Y'all, I don't even have any, I think I see like 3 flecks of fallout. Cheek Situation is House Labs, and we do have one Fire Moon. The highlighter I pulled at random was, it's right in front of me, Raw Amber. So if it's not looking as shiny as usual and it's looking a little dulled down, it's because that is a copper shade. It says raw copper, and that is what it looks like. So that is that. We're going to, man, we only have this shade left to use. I do like how the under eye looks though, because there is some lightness and you do still see that brown. Let me take that brush again just to come in here. I'm starting to sweat again. Y'all, why was it like 73 outside and it was 79 in my apartment? Make it make sense. So yeah, I turned my AC back on. But because it's later in the evening, we're going to take this shade. Because it's later in the evening, I do think it's cooler out now. But that was at like 6 o'clock. And I'm just like, why is it so warm? This is there, not there. I can see the line. But then when I blend it, like over here, it really didn't show up too much. And so the top row shades are there, not there shades. Excuse me for the glare for me. But we will see. What I'm curious about is if this will make me dusty, like the those light lavender tones in that Nomad palette. But then I know the formulas are way different though, you know what I mean? But I'm just kind of wondering. I don't think so though. I don't even remember if these two made me look ashy. I don't think so. But y'all, days are just flying by. Yeah, I don't even remember what I did yesterday with my face. What we're going to do also, so that's it for all 6 of the shadows, y'all. Let me hold these up and not be awkward. So we used all 6, that middle column, and this is the look that we have. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get funky in a good way. We are going to take number 97 from Inglot for upper lash line. I don't think it's going to show up much, but it is such a pretty color. And I still don't know what to do over here, so we're just going to leave it. We're just going to leave it. For our brows, funky in a good way, number 99 from Inglot. This is like a blue shimmer. And then I'm like, should I put this in my brows though? But no, we're going to put this one. So we're going to use these. I really like these. We're going to put on the Esum mascara. We're going to put on matte retro liquid lip color. And I'm thinking maybe tap the gold on top, that middle shade. That's what we're going to do. And when we come back, everything will be done. This is what we have, y'all. Look at this lip. We did put on the black MAC lip color, and we put this gold in the center. I did line my lips again. Did I do a black lip yesterday? No, I don't know. NYX retractable lip liner, and the shade is Black Lips. And we did put this in the brows, and we did put this on the upper lash line, which does not, it shows up a little bit, but I like how it shows up a lot on the outer corner. And I do think it distracts from this thing, whatever's happening in there. But actually, it doesn't look too bad, I don't think. And my wings are looking decent today. I am excited, so hang tight for look number 4. Today is October 14th. We're going to start with Vanilla Mint chapstick. Y'all, my lips is dry, my skin is dry. So if it looks like it's dry, my face, it really is. And I took some days off from the tetranoin, and I've been putting on extra moisturizer, and I've been using the Estee Lauder, which just makes it look even more dry. We're on column 4, y'all. Oh, yes. So this column and this column, these right here. So we're going to do the dark to light. We're not going to do the angles because I'm just trying to get this done because this video is long. We have silver, the same one on the lower lash line as yesterday. NYX Retractable Eyeliner. On our Inner Realm Sick Tap Bro MAC Color Excess Gel Pencil Eyeliner. I have out, we're being really sensible today. We're being a sensible troll. We're going to be using MAC's Paint Pot in Black Mirror for our upper lash line. And y'all know, we're going to do a black lip again. I don't think I'm going to top it. I'm not going to put anything in my brows. They're better. But they're better. But, yeah. So we have out our Esum V27s. We have our 4 of those. We have out an Esum V31 and an Esum, why do I have this one out? Oh, for my brow. V09, my brow bone, I mean. And the 220 from Fenty. How come I know this one by heart and not these, and I use these so much more? I know I'm weird, it's strange. We're going to take the black. We're not going for angles today. Because I'm just trying to get this done. Did prime with the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, and I need to how to get it out of the tube more, because on the wand it doesn't seem like much is coming out. And so today when I used it, I actually just kind of like pressed. Let me show you. This is why my videos be long, because I be getting off track. When I open this, I will kind of like press this and move the wand around while it's in there to try and get more of it out. Because I can't tell where it is and where it's not until it creases in my crease. But, yeah, have on a Sigma cheek situation. I know somebody's going to ask me. The live stream is tonight. It is Monday. And you will have saw that way before this. I don't know why. I'm not trying to do the angle. Because this up here, I don't like, just like I didn't like it yesterday. And yes, it is user error, but then it's also me doing dark to light again. So I'm just filling it over. And so we're going to just come down and we're going to come this way some instead of just this way. Yeah, but this is looking janky. I don't know what's happening on this side. Like even yesterday, like there was like a patch right here in that same spot. This is not wanting to feather. And I did prime both my lids, and it's not tacky like the Fenty primer. So when I touch it, I can't feel it. Unless I just put it on and just blend it out. But after I blend it out, I can't feel it. And so I'm ready to go back to my Fenty foundation because I'm looking a little ghastly. So I did put on some Eternal Light again today on top of, well, in strategic places, just so I wouldn't look so pale. And it's crazy because even in the summer and in the spring, I don't go outside a lot. I don't like the heat. I don't like the sun. I think this looks okay, except of course, I did not tap off this time. Of course, the shapes are different. So this is what we have. This one is so rounded, and this one is so not rounded. Okay, I did tap off this time. We're going to try and round this off up here. Like, and it might be the way I put the primer. You know, I say that quite often. Oh, it's the primer, the way I did the primer. But I do really think that's what it is. Or the way I blend it out or something. So I'm just seeing if this is sort of the same. This side looks darker in here. So we're going to go this way like we did on the other side and fill in this middle part right here. Yes, that did it. All right, so we're going to put this brush away. Seems to be like a hole right here. Like right there. Okay, we're going to leave that alone. I'm going to take a little bit more and put here. I was gonna say this is my first time using this shade, but we did swatch it with a sponge tip, so it's not like fresh, because y'all see when I swatch, I do like press the sponge tip into it, so it's not like it's an untouched shadow, so it's not like there's an overspray on it or something like that, which is what I'm saying as to why it might be looking like this. I said we were done over here, didn't I? Lies. I lied. It's a little misinformation. So we're gonna put that down. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and take this brown, this gray, whatever this is, and we're gonna put that on our lower lash line with this brush. This eye is tearing over here. The last couple days and now I have my balcony door open, so that might be one of the culprits to my eyes tearing, as well as the eyeliner. And today, after I put the eyeliner on, I got shadow in my eye, so that's one of the factors too. There's like multiple reasons why my eyes tear. When I put the liner on my lower lash line over here, one of my eyelashes curled upward and was in my eye. And so my eyes could tear because of the environment, if my windows are open, because of my allergies. It could be the eyeliner got in my eye. It could be shadow puffing up in my eye. It could be from the air from the vent above me if the AC or the heat is on. Yeah, there's like a lot of reasons. I really like how that looks, because even though we're putting this on, it's still, you can still see that silver underneath. And so I kind of like that illusion where it's a little bit dark. I am trying to go on the line, which I should probably take a thinner brush for that, but I do like how this looks because it looks silver still. There's something in this eye. I could feel it. I could feel it. Yeah, so we're going to put that brush away. There is something in this eye. We're going to take, no, not yet. All right, we're going to switch to this palette. We're going to run up the list. So we're going to take, this eye is, oh my God. We're going to take this shade. Y'all, this shimmer palette. I got some news to share in the live stream tonight about Esum, and you will have seen that way before this video. Oh, that's nice. This seems to be a dry formula. This shade, I'm trying to figure out how to say it, so I need to just get my mind right before I keep repeating the same part of the sentence. It seems like it's not going on as smooth, and even swiping it, it feels a little gritty, where everything else was just like really smooth. And so I don't know if it's maybe just whatever it is they use to get the black color, because all the ingredients can be the same, but then there's certain colors to make certain colors. That didn't make no sense. Whatever they use to make it black. I'm just guessing. I don't know. If you know, let me know. If you have this palette, let me know if this shimmer black in yours is not as smooth as all of these other shimmers that we use. Because all of these 9, they were super smooth. This one is not super smooth. This is pretty. Oh. And this is on an angle almost, and this side is not. So let's just, and it's okay if it is. Now what's ironic is I tried to do the angle yesterday, and today I'm not. Oh my gosh, this is pretty. Excuse me. Now we're going to go up to this shade. Now this one feels smooth. Like the brush is just gliding over it, where this black one, excuse me for poking you in the eye with the brush, it just felt gritty picking it up on the brush. Oh my. I was wondering too if this look would be similar to something I can do with Xenon, if I only just wanted this look, you know what I'm saying? But then because, you know what, no, not the midi Xenon, but the mini, because the midi, to me, all 3 blacks are blue based. The mini Xenon, though that there is a black in there, but there's not a black shimmer. Now that I'm thinking about it. But if this is the look you were going for, you could get this from the mini Xenon. Look how that just flows. That black shimmer and the and that matte black. Y'all. Ooh. I'm gonna tell y'all now. But you know what? You'll hear it. You'll hear it. Okay, let me just get this look done. Let me just get this look done because this video is long. And I think because being new to Esum again after all of these years, and I don't even remember using Esum shadows before. And so the first two looks, I really just kind of took my time with it. That shade gave me some fallout. I'm gonna put some more radiant light under here. I do like that radiant light does camouflage fallout, like for real. But if this was for like a photo shoot, that would be a no-no because we're gonna take a clean one and go into this shade because the light picks up that shimmer. And so that would be a problem. But because we're just doing my face for right here, that's pretty. These just blend together and it's so pretty. So this one I am just coming like over, like under my brow, tear duct and the brow. I don't like how this looks right there. Fixed it. Y'all know we're gonna fix stuff. That is all 4 shades. I know you're like, what happened? I was looking at the distance between here and here and here and here. This side seems to be up higher. So when I'm looking here, I'm looking at me. When I'm looking here, I'm looking, sorry to poke in your eye, looking at you. When I'm looking right here, I'm looking at the time. So if it seems like I'm looking in different places, I really am looking in different places. And I try to remember when I'm just talking to you and not doing anything, I try to remember to look at you because that's being polite, right? And instead of being like, hey girl, what's that dude? Reese Waters? He act like he be talking to different people. He'll be like, huh? What? Well, what do you mean? Say that again. I'll be like, oh, it took me a while to catch on that was just what he do. Because I was like, why he acting like because I was wondering like why he was never like looking at the recording device. And then I realized he's like acting like he's talking to different people while he's talking about what he's talking about. And so once I realized that, I was like, oh, okay. Because at first I was like, the hell? What were we going to do with this brush? We were going to take, oh, back to this palette. This brush, we used this, we used that, we didn't use this. This, oh, it's going to be loud under the brow. We're going to put this right here. Even though this is a matte shade. Well, actually, the center shade was a matte shade. So we're putting this here because I don't want to put it under my brow. And what I intended to do was to put this shimmer under the brow, that white shimmer, but then I ended up putting it on the lid. And I don't think I need anything in the under my brow. And so because I'm not going to put anything under the brow, what we're going to do is we're going to take a brush that I normally take, excuse me, for, I keep moving this brush because sometimes I use it for, what I'm doing now is for blending, and so it'll be with my blending brushes. And then other times I use it for outer corner, so I'll put it where my lid brushes are. And so then sometimes I'm like, where did I put it? And I think I just settled just to leave it where my eyeliner brushes are. Well, the brushes I use for lower lash line, which is actually what we use the other one of these for. So that's why sometimes I'm like, where's the brush? Because I keep moving it. So I'm gonna just leave it where the eyeliner, well, the brush I use for lower lash line shadow. We're just gonna leave it where those brushes are because I am just blending this out. Part of me wants to take some more of that matte black, but I don't want to do too much. And y'all know I can do too much and I'm a rocket. And we did the black last because we didn't want to bring it over this way. So you'll notice I did the light shades and then went over to the outer corner. I've settled on this is just my skin or the muscles under my skin. And I'm sure I mentioned it before that the dermatologist said it's funny how when I frown, this muscle right here pops out. He was like, that's strange. Like how people have 11s. I don't. Yes, I do get Botox for migraine treatment and prevention. But even before that, like how this just kind of, like this line right here, that's where my muscle goes. And you can see it here, like this line. And then when I squint, it just pops out. And so I think that's what's happening over here as well, is that it's just something with the way my eye muscles move under the skin that makes it always look like it's a patch that y'all don't never see. And so I just need to accept it. So yeah, oh, I need to, I'm gonna use this brush too and just go back and forth right here because we just fixed it. I wasn't seeing a blend right here. This is nice, y'all. All right, let me keep going. So we're gonna edit out putting on the eyeliner for upper lash line, mascara, in our lip, and I'm gonna put some more radiant light under my eye, and then we'll be back and everything will be done. Oops. This is what we have, and you can see I did not overline my bottom lip. I did not line my lips today. This is the look that we have. I had a little bit of mascara here, and so I just went back with the brush that had the silver on it, and I just did like that, and it took it away. When I did the eyeliner over here, there was a gap between the eyeliner line and the eyeshadow, so I took this brush. You can see the black on the tip, sorry for poking you in the eye, and I just lightly put that there and this here, so that's why that side looks that way. So that is going to be it, y'all. Thank you so much. Guess what? Because this is so long, we're going to do a giveaway, and I don't have the price options with me, but it's 2 brand new Pat McGrath Quints, and they're from the Bijou Brilliance. It's not the Lunar Nightshade one, but it's the other 2. So the winner will choose which one you want. And in the live stream, as I'm hearing me say this, not the live stream, in the premiere, as I'm hearing me say this, I will show you which ones they are. And I think I got rid of the other ones. No, I didn't. So I'll show you mine because I don't want to open up the new ones, because I just really want to show your appreciation for being here, because this video is hella long. So what you'll need to do is just leave a comment of what do you think of the Esum looks and what your choice of one of those 2 palettes will be. And I'll tell you the names of them. One, I think, I don't even want to tell you because I don't even remember, but it's not Lunar Nightshade, it's the other 2. So winner's choice, one or the other, brand new. And so that's how we're going to do that. And also do like the video. And y'all good for commenting during premieres and stuff anyway. And so that'll be it for this. Stay tuned for column number 5, the 5th look. Thank you for still being here to hang out. We have on Fenty Brow Pat Primer, Pat Foundation. We did not powder down yet. Our lower lash line, we have Hellbent, and this is Matte Color Excess Gel Pencil Eyeliner. On the inner rims from MAC, we have on Stay the Night for upper and lower. We put on for our lips, City Lips, and this one is Midnight Sparkle Clear with Gold, Clear with Gold Glitter. They came out with this one for 4th of July, and we're going to see how that works under Spellcast Beauty Dreamer that we opened from the Advent calendar. So we're going to do that. For the face, I did say I didn't powder down, didn't I? We went in with some of the Makeup Forever products again, the ones I was using before, and it's very light. It is going to get covered up when we set the face and put other stuff on top, or just set the face and not. We'll see. We use this for a very slight contour. We use this for a blush, and we use this one up here for our highlight. So that's this subtle cheek situation you see going on right there. And so let's get to it with this look. We are using column number 5. And so I'm just trying to open them both up easily. Ow. Stuck my finger in it, of course. So let me wipe that off. And so we're using the 5th column. So these 2 columns right here. Yeah. Let me get them closer together. So these are the shades we're playing with. And I'm excited because I sat here and planned out like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So we are going to, pat out the eye primer again, and then we're going to get started. And I'm trying to do something different, though it may look like the same technique as the other looks I did. You know, the light to dark or the dark to light, you know, which is very easy as you saw. So for right now, I was going to say something else. We're going to take this shade here. This is the Hourglass number 3. And we're going to put this on the first half of the lid. And so we are going to be topping the shimmers, the metallics. Y'all let me know what finish that is. We're going to be topping those over the mattes, because I just want to see. I did not tap off this time. So we're going to see what's going to happen. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen. If you did not see, you know, I think I might have mentioned it. Okay. I mentioned it in 2 different lives a little while ago. So I'm just trying to get a little bit up here. Excuse me. Which I would not be able to do this with the Fenty primer. Because it is very tacky. I do miss it. I didn't tap off this time. I miss it, but then I also don't miss it. I miss it because I know the shadows are going to stick. But with the Urban Decay, I like being able to just swipe. You know what I mean? And so, Yes, I don't know what that means. Excuse me, I will still say right now that the Fenty is still my go-to. I didn't open up a new one yet because I do want to just keep using the Urban Decay for however long it takes to use it up, unless something happens and I just get sick of it. This is not wanting to blend right here, but that's okay because we are going to put shimmer there and that's going to cover that up as long as the line is not too harsh. And so I'm just feathering just to soften that line. This side looks really good. Oh, yeah, I almost poked myself in the eye. Tap in again because we're going to take the tip of the brush and do this up here. And that's what we're going to do. Tapping it in again lightly because we're bringing this halfway. Let me know what you're thinking of these looks. And these are buildable, which is nice. So we're going to put that brush down and we're going to take a clean one and we're going to take this bottom shade and, excuse me if you heard that in my throat. And we're going to put that on the outer portion of the lid. This eye is tearing right here. So let me give that a break for a quick moment. And come over here and put this over here. So this is the darkest shade. This one down here at the bottom. I'm excited about these palettes. I'm excited to start hopping around and not just do columns. But in case any of you have this or you're considering getting it, especially if they have that amazing bundle deal, then I wanted you to see that you can just do looks by columns. Very simple, very easy, very quick. As long as you don't do all of them in one video. It'll be quick. So we tap straight in and we're going to put this up here. This one does seem to be dry, whereas the other mattes in this palette did not. And you see how it looks like it has the potential to be patchy as well. But yeah, it's definitely more dry than the other mattes in this palette. We're going straight in. I did not tap off. I was going to, and then I kind of like missed the palette. I've been doing that lately. Well, and so this is what's going on over here. We are going to put a green eyeliner on our upper waterline because I like purples and greens together. I was going to do a purple, and then I said, you know what, that's too monochromatic because y'all know I want something to show up somewhere, some kind of way. And so I have that out, and we are going to put purple eyeliner in our brows, and I'm wondering if it'll be too dark. Like, who am I saying something may be too dark? But we're going to see what's going to happen with that. And I do like putting stuff in my brows, and I do enjoy using, you know, eyeliners for different things. And we're going to see how that turns out. We're going straight in again and just wiggling. We are tapping off, and we're going to bring that to meet that first shade. This is very pretty. This could be your look if you wanted it to be. Just put something else on your lower lash line if you want to, or don't, and just leave it like this. But yeah, this is very nice, very easy, but this one definitely feels more dry than the other mattes in this palette. And today is the 16th of October. I didn't do a look on the 15th. I came back from... Was that when I went to New Jersey? Yeah, I went to New Jersey to see my uncle again with his daughter, and it was rough. And I did had a nerve to do a live stream that night, so I rushed home. Well, I didn't rush home, but when I got home, I had 15 minutes before the live stream, and so we did that, which helped my mood a lot. And then I just bummed around. And today, I had such a hard time getting up. I kept, you know, my usual every 90 minutes or so wake up, but then I just kept going right back to sleep, and so. I do know I am grieving. I do know that right now. I'm just checking the shapes for the outer corner. So yeah, it was a rough day. I finally got up around 7:30. Excuse me if you heard that in my throat. And the decision to make me get up was every time I went back to sleep, I was dreaming about food. And so my subconscious was telling me, you need to put something in here. So I got up and fixed something to eat, and I'm going to eat again after this. Right now, it's almost 11:30 at night. So that is that. This side has more of a point, but it's not too bad. So we're going to put that brush down, and we're going to move over to, let's do this while we're here. Oh, that dark shade we're going to put on the outer half of our lower lash line. I'm thinking I might need to use a different brush because this shadow is more dry. And I did not tap off this time. It's wet right here in this corner. And so, but we're just going to keep it moving. I am only going one way because I have wrinkles. It's just going to move my wrinkles. It feels like it wants to tear up here too. Oh my gosh. Let me know if I'm the only one. I know I asked this question a while ago, probably like a year ago. Like, do your eyes sometimes tear upwards? And a couple people did say theirs do. So sometimes, like if the tear isn't heavy enough to come down, it'll just like absorb into my shadow up here. And it only tears upward when I have shadow on. And so it's like if you have a wet spot on your countertop and you put the tip of a paper towel in it, it absorbs upward into the paper towel. So it's kind of that concept. And so even though it sounds weird, that's the only way I can describe it. This side is looking murky. I think I might need to take another brush because this side is looking different. And I think that did that because that's wet. Now this seems to be down here. And you know what? This side is coming down. This one is very dry. Okay. And making faces doesn't make it any different. It really doesn't. We're going to take the first brush and go into that middle shade. And we're going to put that on the first half of the lower lash line. And I didn't mind using the Hourglass number 3 for this because it is blowing down. I'm going to take the side of the brush and put more here. But once we put shimmer on it, even if it tears, sometimes it still looks okay. Whereas a matte is obvious that the tearing took some of the shadow off. So this is looking kind of grungy under here with these shadows blown down like that. And I did not mean to get it on the side of my nose. So this is the brush we use for foundation. And that just cleaned that up quite nicely. Let's do over here as well. Yeah, so we just pressed and that cleaned that up. So we're gonna put these brushes down and move to the shimmer palette. Not yet. Excuse me, y'all. We're gonna take this lighter shade. So then we'll be done with this palette. And we're gonna put this under our brows. Just the arch part, like right here. And this seems to be what I've done with all of the lighter shades, if I'm not mistaken, is just put it under my brows. Because they do look like they may look ashy on me. And I don't remember if they did or they didn't, to be honest with you. And I was doing a look every day except the 15th. So the 11th was column 1, the 12th was column 2, the 13th was column 3, the 14th was column 4. We didn't do a look the 15th, so today is the 16th for column 5. So we've been kind of just hanging in there with this. So now we're gonna go to, and what I could do also, just press this here too. Like where that came down, even though I was cool with it. But that does look better. I am sweating. Yo, it was 55 degrees in Delaware yesterday. It was. And so my heat is not kicking on. We're going to take Esum V27s and we're going to go, we're going to start, do we want to start in or out? We're going to start out. So we're going to take this one down here at the bottom. And we're going to tap off. And we're going to put that, we're going to layer it. Ooh, that's pretty. Over the second half. We're not covering the top edge and we're not coming all the way out. So we're just putting it here inward. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Oh man, I'm glad we did this way. And then I wanted to see too how well these were going to layer and if it was going to be messy. Excuse me if you heard that in my throat. And so now we're going to just put that over. That is pretty. And I like that we already have that that blend going. This side looks like I need to put more of that purple up here compared to over here, which usually is the opposite. But this looks really nice, I think. Oh, wow. So if you want more depth from these shadows, we're going to take the brush that had that dark purple and we're just going to feather this way. Excuse me. Oh, hiccup and a belch. Go, girl. We're going to, oh, no. We're going to go into the matte purple, the dark shade, because all of these are purples. And we're going to tap up here and then we're going to swipe because we want to just bring it up. Oh, that's nice. And I'm going to bring that over here. We're going to tap in, tap off, and we're going to bring that like halfway on the top edge. I tapped into that middle shade by mistake, and then I tapped into the dark shade, but that is okay because we're just getting a blend up here. This is nice. Ooh. So we went like this by mistake, and then I went in here and wiggled. That's what we did over here since I dipped into that middle shade by mistake. So we're just on the top line of the lid shades. Ooh, this is nice. This is nice. I like, oh, girl. Ooh. All right, so we're going to put that down again. We're going to go back into the shimmer one. We're going to take a clean Esum and go into this middle shade. And we're going to swipe both sides and see how much we can do with that. We are tapping off. So this is going to go on like the center portion of the lid. And we're doing this just to get all the shadow off, or as much as we can. And we're not crossing that top edge. This is pretty. You may have seen it by now. The new Artistry palette from Natasha Denona. And I'm looking at this like, this could easily be like a Lila look. And I do have Lila in my, I need to take it out. I do have Lila, I tapped in here twice, that middle one, in my Macari store. 4 of the Lila shades I put in my Biba palette. And the Biba shadows I took out, I put in the Lila palette. So that's in my Macari store. It was just something about it. I do like it though, and y'all know I love her formula. That's why I keep buying her palettes, even though I'm like, this is not really my color story, but it's still really pretty. Now we're going to take a clean one and go into this top shade, and we are coating both sides again, and we're tapping off, and we're going to start right here and come on an angle. Start in the corner and come on an angle. And then we're going to fill in where the lid is. And so, this is nice. And so if you do have both of these, you can easily do a different look 5 days in a row just using the different columns. So easy. And I don't have any fallout, y'all. I don't. None at all. So we've used all six of those shades. So I'm going to put that palette down as gently as possible. We're going to take you know what? I took this out to use and I forgot. Because then I took out this to put over top of this. What was I thinking? I don't know. And I had pulled out the glitter to see what that looks like on the lid. So we may experiment with that too. Let me put these brushes away. Where my dirty brushes go. So we're going to take Inglot Gel Liner number 75. And this is an Esum, I want to say V09. Yes! V09. Because I always be forgetting what these are. And I am coating both sides of the brush. And we're going to, I do like my brows today. I mean, this one is still further in because that's the natural shape. And this one is like over here. But, yeah. So we're going to start inside. And then we're going to use the other side of the brush. Oh man, why did that clump like that? Oh shoot. Let me get a sponge tip, not a sponge tip, a lipstick applicator. All right, so what we're going to need to do is just bring this down and make a line right here. That's what we're going to need to do. And because that's down, we're going to have to come over here where that muscle pops out to do that side. And I could just come in a little bit, but not too far, just to make the brows look. Shit, it's this side that needs to come in. So we are just pressing straight, and that's what's giving us that straight edge. Oh, that looks almost symmetrical. We're taking a little bit more, because we're going to fill this in, because you can see where it's light right here, because there's no hair there. So we're just going to put some more right there, just to deepen it up a little bit. And you know what? I do like putting gel in my brows because it can make it look like my brows are even now. You see what I'm saying? And because of the shape of this brush, it does create that straight edge. I like that. So we're going to take the tip of the brush and we're going to come down here. Ooh, the tip of the brush and just come down. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh, y'all. It's the simple things in life. So do I still want to do this, or we're going to do this one? Damn it. And I had out chocolate chip to line the lips with this and everything, but we're going to put this on Again, this is Dreamy from Spellcast Beauty, the sister brand to Notoriously Morbid. I do have a code down below. We're going to put Fortune from Melt Cosmetics on our upper lash line. And I did think to do a green lip, but we're not. And we're also going to use the Lancome Sills Booster XL, which is a mascara base, under the Esum. So I just want to see, is it going to change what the Esum does? Because I do like what the Esum does on its own. Are we going to do anything else to the face? I really don't think we're going to do anything else to the face. I mean, it's just a chill day. Yeah, we're not going to do... No, we're not going to do anything else to the face. No powder down, no powder, blush, whatever. We're just going to leave the face like it is. So when we come back, everything will be done. We did everything we said we weren't going to do, and we did something else. We took the brush that had one of these matte shades on it, and we feathered up here because it looked like it wasn't symmetrical to this side. And so we just lightly feathered in between where the top line was and where that brow bone color was. And so that's the only thing we did that we didn't say we were going to do. I do really like this over the Lancome. I don't think it looks much different though, but I like it. And this goes over the City Lips a lot better than the Sephora one does, and I do believe it's the formula. The only thing is it made it kind of made it want to pill up a little bit. And so I just had to, and not bad, but it was just something with how it was looking. But it did go on quite easily. And so what I just made sure to do was just take it and just do another line to smooth it out again. But this does go over the City Lips a whole lot better than the Sephora one does. And I think it's just the consistency of it. Why is this looking wet up here? That's the gloss. I'm just using a lipstick applicator just to tap it down. But I'm going to tap right here because this looks shiny down here. But I really like that. And also the mascara, we had some transfer down here. So I took the brush I used for the foundation and primer and just patted it. And that just took that away. And so this is it, y'all, for both of these palettes. Let me show them both to you again, as if you haven't seen enough of them. And I really dig it. So these are what they both look like. Today we did this last row over here, this last row, I'm awkward, over here to do this look. So very easy. If you just want, you know, 2 palettes that you can do multiple looks, a purple, a gray smoky-ish, a brown, a tan bronze, and a light ethereal look. You can do all that with this just doing columns, but we're gonna give these a rest, and when we come back after we've used up other stuff, not used up, but used other stuff again, then we're gonna just hop around with both of these palettes and see what else we can create without going in rows. But I wanted to do this just to show you, if you get them, how easy it is to use these palettes. And a little bit of mess, they went on super easy, they stay very well. This side is creasing inward, I can see it. I don't know what color was on here, but yeah, so you see where it's creasing right here? That's because my eye tiered upward, and it just creates a pocket of nothingness because it creases a shadow. But tapping it out, and if it stays not tearing, that will fix it. So this is what we have, y'all. Thank you so much. Let me know what you think about all of these looks. Don't forget what I told y'all in the 2 different live streams, and if you don't know, you're gonna have to go watch them. But, and I think I did mention it earlier in this video as well, but I'm excited. I am really glad that I purchased these, and it is just awesome that they gave me credit even though I didn't ask for it. Yeah, they're amazing. So we're gonna go. This video is super long, and excuse me, if you came this far and you keep coming back, go ahead and subscribe. Like this video if you made it this far. Leave a comment. Join if you're interested in that. Something is popping up for you to watch. Thank you for being here. As always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.